Will the House come to order? Mr. Clerk?
Aloha and good afternoon. Today's invocation will be delivered by Representative Tyson K. Miyake. Will the members who wish to participate please rise?
Please be seated. Aloha, friends and colleagues. I hope each of you had a wonderful President's Day weekend filled with reflection on the values and principles that unite us. As we reconvene today, let us carry forward the spirit of unity and dedication to public service that defines this chamber. President Obama once said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." These words resonate deeply as we navigate the challenges and opportunities facing our beloved state. In this chamber, we are not just lawmakers, we are stewards of the hopes and aspirations of our constituents. We have been entrusted with the solemn responsibilities of shaping policies that uplift our communities, protect our environment, and ensure justice and equality for all. As we embark on the legislative journey ahead, let us remember that our actions have far-reaching consequences. Let us recognize that progress is often born from collaboration and mutual respect. In the coming days and weeks, let us rise above the negativity and work tirelessly to address the pressing issues. Together, we can make meaningful change and build a brighter future for generations to come. Thank you for your dedication to public service, and may we continue to honor the trust placed in us by the people of Hawaii. Mahalo.
Thank you, Representative Miyake. Item 1, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Ayu, Mr. Alcos, Ms. Amato,
Excuse.
Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Chun, Ms. Cochran,
Excuse.
Mr. Evslin, Mr. Ganadin, Mr. Garcia,
Present.
Mr. Garrett, Mr. Gates, Mr. Hashem, Mr. Holt, Ms. Hussey Burdick, Ms. Ichiyama, Ms. Kahaloa, Ms. Capella, Mr. Kila, Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Kobayashi, Mr. Kong, Ms. Lachika, Ms. Lamosau, Ms. Lowen,
Excuse.
Ms. Martin, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. Miyake, Ms. Mizuno, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima, Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso,
Excuse.
Mr. Pirik,
Excuse.
Ms. Poepoe, Mr. Quinlan,
Excuse.
Mr. Saiki, Mr. Sayama,
Excuse.
Ms. Souza, Mr. Takayama, Ms. Takenouchi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd, Mr. Ward, Mr. Woodson,
Excuse.
Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Mr. Speaker, 43 members are present, 8 are excused.
Item 2, reading of the journal. Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred.
So ordered. Item 3, Mr. Clerk, are there any messages from the Governor?
Mr. Speaker, there are none.
Item 4, Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we're in receipt of a communication transmitting the noted Senate bill having passed third reading in the Senate.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Senate bill laying on the clerk's desk pass first reading by title.
Representative Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded that the Senate bill laying on clerk's desk pass first reading by title. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Members, are there any introductions? Representative Miyake.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the gallery with me today is my office manager, Kathy, and committee clerk, Isaiah. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Representative Miyake.
Sorry, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Also in the gallery is from Maui County, Councilmember Yuki Lei Sugimura. Welcome to your House of Representatives.
Members, we're going to move on to item 5, orders of the day. Mr. Clerk, are there any resolutions for action?
Mr. Speaker, there are no resolutions for action. May all others be referred to print.
So ordered. Item 6, members, are there any announcements? Representative Holt,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise on a point of personal privilege.
proceed.
Words matter, Mr. Speaker, and I make sure to do my homework before I come down here to speak on the floor. Section 222 of Mason's legislative manual states, persons raising questions of personal privilege must confine themselves to the remarks that concern them personally. When speaking on their personal privilege, members have no right to defend any persons other than themselves. And Mr. Speaker, I must defend myself today. Last week, I was accused of incorrectly quoting and manipulating words of a testifier in one of our hearings. Mr. Speaker, just because someone does not agree or does not like what I said, does not mean I was incorrectly quoting or manipulating someone's words. Also, Mr. Speaker, House Rule 28.7 states, it's not the person but the measure that is subject of debate, and it is not allowable to arraign the motives of a member. Mr. Speaker, what I had said last Friday was simply that I was surprised to learn something and directly quoted what was said in the hearing. I did not place any blame on an individual or infer such. The executive director of the State Foundation has only been in her role for a short period of time, so attributing any blame to her for why or how the State Foundation was created would not be relevant. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, in the future, if members would like to correct the record after accusing me or any other members of misspeaking, I would hope that the correction is accurate and not an inaccurate paraphrasing of the actual testimony. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, members, any other further announcements? With no further announcements, Representative Morikawa to adjourn.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 12 o'clock noon tomorrow.
Representative Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands adjourned until 12 noon tomorrow.